the secret court for severe sins. It's called an Apostolic Penitentiary. It's the tribunal conscience. It's the Vatican, Vatican. That's Chinese for Vatican City, Vatican. Where the Baba sure Vatican ran. Where the Mama. Sure Miguaren. You say, my father is from Vatican City and my mother is from the United States of America. Making that connection, you say, yeah, my dad was the Pope. There's a reason the church has cast me out. So there are a few people in China who go, what the fuck? Did I meet a man of God? Who knows when you do? In this secret court for severe sins, they can only be pardonable by the Pope. It stands above the grounds of human reasoning. It follows God's way. And so, number one, this thing came up yesterday. I was watching it. I have ass Pope written down, but I think I probably abbreviated the assembly of the Pope. So then number two, confessional leaks. That's one of the things you have to go in front of the Pope to have taken care of. You can't tell something somebody had said in confession. Just like in Isidore's Secret in Milwaukee, when the cleaning lady, bank, fucking killed the goddamn nun that was pregnant with the father's baby. And she'd been moved, and she's across the lake in Milwaukee, and she says, I did it. They shared that. Oh boy, she said her head kept coming up, and she bank and throw some more dirt on it. She had to hide the pregnant fucking nun. How many pregnant nuns have been hidden in our years? Probably as many female-born daughters on a farm. There's probably a whole lot of them. If you were to use bone collecting devices, you'd find them all over the farm. You can't have but more than one female. Somebody's got to help back at the house. But yeah, they told on the cleaning lady. So confessional leaks, that's something that should have been faced by the Pope. Why did you tell somebody this? It's just making us look bad. And then you've got one here that says, priest screwing or a person screwing priests. See, that's where I would have been. If they hadn't kicked me out of the church to begin with, I would have been in the Otsego County, the diocese of the region. I would have been on vacation in Bermuda like all the other priests, just sitting in their priest outfit on the beach, waiting for some poor believer to show up and go, yeah, I'd fuck her. And see, that's one of those offenses that stands in front of the priest. Even fucking me could get you an opportunity to meet the Pope. Isn't that something? Tell all your friends. And then there are a couple missing. I was having a hard time keeping notes. One of them is performing or paying for abortion. That comes up in Isadore's secret also. Not the woman that got killed, bank, by the cleaning lady because she was pregnant. The next guy, like second to the next guy, 2 guys later, that really still wanted to build this new church in Isidore, he got his cleaning girl pregnant. She was 16. Took her from the family because the family trusted her. They said, well, she's too old to marry now. And so he was banging her in the fucking rectory. Rectory. She got impregnated. He took her down to Ann Arbor to have the baby. That way they could just give it away to somebody else in an adoptive place. It's a strange thing how the Catholic faith is leading us down a path. You think, I'm not a Catholic, I'm a Baptist. You're still doing the same goddamn thing. Make the girl have it so you can put it in a new house. One fucking regulated by people who want our way. That's how you do it. Don't act surprised. It's the simplest thing in the world. You want people to think like you? Have them raised by you. And if there aren't enough of you, make more. And they're doing that in that book too. Oh, for some reason I have it written down as number 7. There are like 9 things that the Catholic Church doesn't want you to know. Vatican City, they don't want you to know it because, well, they're so dirty. They don't seem so dirty outside of the fact that they find it dirty. And they're hiding it. They're ashamed of themselves because they cannot truly make people act the way they are. So they're ashamed. They have to hide it. Don't let anybody know they're not fucking listening to us. They're still doing it. But this one, spitting out the communal host, the Eucharist, and it speaks of genocide. I've got something written here. Worse than genocide. Oh yeah, see, genocide can be held accountable in a tribunal court. Genocide, like Hitler, they supported Hitler because he acted like he was Catholic, yet he had no faith whatsoever. Nothing like a person that just lies and lets people believe they believe. All they want to do is be able to say, well, he said it. They don't have to believe that he believes it. They just say he said it. And so all those people in Nazi Germany, there were some of them that were even helped out into South America by the Catholic Church. Oh. They know how to keep things covered up. And that's why. CYA, CMA, cover your ass, cover my ass, country musical words. They've got this one with the spitting out of the communal host. And there in the end days of my time as an altar boy, I'm standing there holding the chalice, holding the thing. Oh, these old people stick their tongue out like I do. I forced on the priest to look at me. Fucking tongue your ass. Don't you like that? Watch them shake with desire as they put the Eucharistic host on your tongue. This woman, the one time that I was doing Mass before going to church, school, this old woman, Monsignor Kaminsky, an old priest, got the name Monsignor because he'd spent enough time there and did enough things that the church said, oh, we'll give you a new name. So he's the only Monsignor that I've ever known. Monsignor. He's standing there, he's like 70, he's like, and he's putting this Eucharistic host on this old woman tongue, and it's so dry. She has no caring for a husband whatsoever. Her tongue is so dry. It touches it and it falls off. And it bounced off the chalice that I held under her chin to catch it in case it falls. Something you never had to do because most women they're wet as you want them to be. But this woman, she was just dry and it just slid off, bounced off the chalice, hit the floor, and Monsignor Kaminsky reached down and he looked at me and he yelled at me. Because it hit the floor. It was holy. And he put it back in her mouth and said, eat it, bitch. And she did. And it makes me wonder if spitting out a communal host is something that needs to be addressed by the Pope himself. Did I let Monsignor Kaminsky off light for putting it on a dry bitch? Or do we take the dry bitch to Vatican City and have her tried? If they call them rules, if they call them laws, what does the law represent? What is it that the rule is to you?